Inner Voice, a heartfelt chat with Dr. Foojan.
The only reason to have any kind of conversation is to hope for a connection, some connection of some type. And in this case, we had two docs actually talking to each other, both of us carrying around this proud DR period in front of our podcast name. And, we act like we got something. We act like we're special because we got DR doc in front of us. And really what we're talking about is the human connection, because ultimately your DR doc or my DR doc doesn't really mean anything at all. My job is to connect with other humans, whether they have a DR doc or if they're living in a mansion or living in a crack house. It's all good, man. It's all good. The idea is that we really start looking at what resonating harmonically with each other in such a way that there's a frequency sharing, in such a way that we share the human condition rather than pretend, in fact, that we somehow don't share that aspect. That's the essence of a human connection.
Welcome to the Inner Voice. This is a heartfelt chat where we explore how to clear the past, create a new future, and live a fulfilled life now. I'm your host, Dr. Foojan Zeine. I'm a psychotherapist, a life and a business coach, author and a speaker, and the founder of the International Awareness Integration Institute. Each week, I bring you a heartfelt conversation about healing, self-awareness, relationships, mind-body well-being, emotional clarity, and creating a life that feels true to who you are. Now, today I will be talking with Dr. Fred Moss, known globally as the Undoctor. He's a board-certified psychiatrist, holistic transformative coach, author, speaker, podcaster, and mental health advisor with more than 40 years of clinical experience. He's a graduate of Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine. He completed his psychiatry residency and child and adolescent psychiatry fellowship at the University of Cincinnati. After decades working across hospitals, correctional institutions, nursing facilities, and private practice in telepsychiatry, medical leadership, and legal consultation, Dr. Fred came to a powerful realization. True healing begins not with diagnosis, but with human connection. He's the founder of Welcome to Humanity, creator of the True Voice methodology and the Moss method, and the author of Creative 8 and Find Your Truth Voice. And through his speaking, coaching, and podcasting, Dr. Fred Moss helps leaders, healthcare professionals, educators, and organizations move from burnout, disconnection, and pathologizing toward authenticity, presence, creativity, and meaningful transformation. So with humor, clinical wisdom, storytelling, and radical authenticity, Dr. Fred reminds us that healing begins when humanity is restored to mental health. And perhaps there was never anything wrong with us in the first place. My intention is that this conversation touches your heart, awakens your awareness, and gives you something meaningful to carry into your life. So let's begin. Here's Dr. Fred Moss. Dr. Fred Moss, it's so nice to have you here with us again. Thank you for joining me.
It's great to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me and having me. I look forward to today's conversation immensely.
I had actually gone to, it says Dr. Moss's 360, and I actually looked at all the things that you are doing, and it's beautiful. So going from, you've expanded the world of psychiatry into a transformational construct, which is very much needed to go from just, the regular medical world into looking at the human beings and who they are internally, which is the basis of what we do in psychotherapy and psychiatry. Can you tell us a little bit about you and the path that you have taken to interested in psychiatry and now also interested in human transformation in a whole new way?
Actually, they're not two different things at all. So I should be able to cut half the time off of an answer of such a large question. So thank you for the opportunity to take it on. They are the same thing. So I didn't go into psychiatry because I was interested in it at all. I was very deeply disinterested in it, and so deeply disinterested in it that I went into it. In other words, I had already dropped out of school a couple times, and all I was looking for was a way to communicate and a way to understand humans and a way to make a difference with humans. That's all I was really looking for. But I had a job as a child care worker at a state mental health facility for adolescent boys. And I got that job 46 and a half years ago on January 5th, 1980. And it was my seniority date. And, it was finally a place where communicating with these so-called kids who were just a touch younger than me was a way to be in communication and a way to get paid for it. So it was really beautiful to be able to do that. It was really extraordinary, but I could really see the future of psychiatry going down the drain and no longer paying attention to that being such a hallmark of what is necessary in order to create transformation. So I basically picked up a hero's complex. That's really what happened. And so somewhere in the third year of that job, I decided, you know what, this is not the direction that this critical field needs to go down. And I can save it perhaps by going into the field, having now dropped out twice, by the way, and proclaimed to everybody who could hear me that I would never go back to school for any reason. Let's go back in and finish my degree and go get a medical school degree and go get a residency and go get a fellowship and go become a psychiatrist and go make a flipping difference. And, let's go, because this is not the field that I thought I was in. So that's almost my answer to your question. It almost answers both halves. I mean, the idea is that it's not been that different. It's not really been different than the conventional. I never really took a big chomp out of the conventional. I certainly knew how to do the conventional way. Was very good at it by all intents and purposes. If people looked at my numbers or looked at my job or looked at like my positions or looked at like who I was in the mental health field, it looked like I was pretty competent at it. And indeed I was. But being competent at something doesn't work is not that great of a thing. And that's what I was. I was very competent at something that didn't work. And it wasn't that very helpful. And so by the time that I finally started to mold myself and believe that human connection, again, it isn't really like I didn't believe it. It's like put a stake in the ground, that human connection is at the heart of all healing and nothing else matters. And that's just the way it is. I mean, in the end, that's all we're really looking for. Then I was able to actually infiltrate that into how I carry on with who I am as a mental health provider, which may not be conventional for the people who learn from the ground in, learn from the belly of the beast. I had already learned what I had learned inside of the world that I had learned it. And I was not learning it from inside the belly of the beast. I was actually, sort of designing it, if you will, or figuring out a way to survive it or tolerate it. And the way that I did that was by bringing, communication, by hanging on somehow with the help of the forces that be, hanging on to this notion that communication and connection is at the heart of all healing, of all conditions, of all types everywhere. And really just being that. And so, and as I've grown older and wiser and maybe a little cleaner and getting the cobwebs and the rust and the dirt washed away, it's always been true. It's just now being expressed more clean than ever.
So let's talk about connection, because people might have a different idea of what connection means. So from your perspective, what do you call a connection?
I think we all know what we're talking about when I say it. Ultimately, I think we know when we're feeling it. That's why we have podcasts. We hope for a connection. The only reason to have any kind of conversation is to hope for a connection, some connection of some type. And in this case, we had two docs actually talking to each other, both of us carrying around this proud DR period in front of our podcast name. And, we act like we got something. We act like we're special because we got DR doc in front of us. And really what we're talking about is the human connection, because ultimately your DR doc or my DR doc doesn't really mean anything at all. My job is to connect with other humans, whether they have a DR doc or if they're living in a mansion or living in a crack house. It's all good, man. It's all good. The idea is that we really start looking at what resonating harmonically with each other in such a way that there's a frequency sharing, in such a way that we share the human condition rather than pretend, in fact, that we somehow don't share that aspect. That's the essence of a human connection.
I really get that. And I know that I was in one of your groups that you have, you're going to have a retreat. So I was part of that. And it shares the experience, I think, that I got from you and the group. And then what I experience in a session when I have the groups and all of that is a resonance of like the acceptance and the love that is there that facilitates that level of connection. And what I also got from you and your conversation is that you tune into that level of acceptance when you are with a group and allowing whatever unfolds to unfold. And that's where then the resonating happens. This is what my experience was with you.
Yeah, I have nothing to say that's different than what you just said. That is the general essence, and it's not something that you can try to do. That's really important. It's not something, let's try to connect. That doesn't work. You're not going to connect if you're trying to connect. The only way you're going to connect is by just letting that go and just being you, and start realizing that what you have going on for you is likely resonating directly and profoundly with other humans around you, one way or another, even if they're not co-experiencing it. A likely understanding or a likely sharing of ideas, thoughts, and energies is available. And that indeed is the essence of the maybe love. Maybe we're talking about God. Maybe, at the connection and love and God are not that far from each other.
Yes. So you shared, even in your title says life optimization specialist. So tell me, from your perspective, how does life get optimized? What is it that you call optimization, and what is the path from your perspective to optimize life?
Again, it's not a cold hard answer. I think what we're talking about here is realizing how complex it is and how inexplicable it is, how outstanding it is, how beyond words it is to be alive. All of those things, like what it really means, includes all sorts of things that are mutually exclusive that coexist anyways. It includes all sorts of ambiguities. It includes all sorts of collisions.
If your emotional life didn't have to feel like a constant reaction or a constant recovery. Welcome to the International Awareness Integration Institute Virtual Clinic, a global online clinic offering psychotherapy, coaching, integrative well-being services, and mind-body practices, all in one place. At International Awareness Integration Institute, we don't just talk about change, we train it. Our work is guided by awareness integration theory, an evidence-based psychological and educational model designed to reduce anxiety and depression patterns, strengthen emotional regulation, and help you build a life that feels meaningful, steady, and fulfilling. Whether you're navigating stress, relationship strain, burnout, life transitions, trauma symptoms, or simply the feeling that you've outgrown your old life, you'll find a clear path forward here, supported by licensed professionals and expert practitioners. If you're ready to feel better, think clearer, and live fully, join the International Awareness Integration Institute Virtual Clinic today. Visit awarenessintegration.com and book your first session or join our membership. Introducing a powerful new update from the Foojan app. Now with flexible subscription plans to fit your journey monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Our new AI-driven onboarding customizes your path to feeling better, faster, and enjoy a refreshed experience with stunning 3D interactive videos. Update now. Empower your inner voice with Foojan. Download today.
Between ideas and thoughts between each other. It includes beauty and wonder and miracles. It includes learning and teaching and being. It includes settling and actually moving forward. And also looking at the whole idea of past, present, and future. It includes looking at, what is driving your mind? What is your purpose here? What is your function? Why are you here? Why is it even important to say what you say or be who you be or think what you think? Why? And get that it doesn't have to make any sense. Sensibility is not at the core of all of this. Just kind of getting in truth of what optimization is, which is setting aside the things that are preventing you from just seeing life for what it's really so.
And how have you done that in your own life?
I'm not any better at it than anybody else, that's for sure. I don't hold myself out to be a role model or an example of one who has succeeded at doing that. This is a constant battle, second after second. It's a constant challenge, obstacle, and hurdle to deal with. And I don't profess to be in some ways advanced in that area. I just feel like I have. The more I state something like, let's gather it all, let's make sure we embrace all of humanity, including the stuff that's unacceptable, including the stuff that's intolerable, including the stuff that's despicable, including the stuff that's miraculous and beautiful, including the wants and needs, as well as the resentments and regrets. All good, man. It's all good. It's just a big smorgasbord of the human condition. And the better we can get at just being honorable to those situations in the present, the more likely are to actually be able to create a clearing or a possibility of connecting with other human beings.
It's like a trial and error that constantly just try it, figure it out, and move forward. Whatever works, we'll do it again, and whatever it doesn't, we just kind of stop it, to try to stop it and not do it. You are, obviously you've had many books, and then you are in a cusp of publishing the next one. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm very, 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 very excited about this book. It comes from my heart. It comes from my soul. It's as honest as I could be. It's been reworked 215 times. It's version 215 that finally is getting published. Next Wednesday is the launch date. It's been proofed. It's been edited. It's been interiored. It's ready to go. And I'm very excited. And it's called Welcome to Humanity. Imagine that. And it's called Welcome to Humanity. A psychiatrist's memoirs and case against the mental health system. And it's a manifesto and my true and honest, all the way to the ground memoirs of everything I could think of in between when I arrived and where I am now, about all, and it goes to dirty, and it goes to clean, and it goes to real, it goes to accolades, it goes to relationships, it goes to trials and tribulations, failures and regrets, as well as accomplishments and creations. And it does so in as honest a way as I could possibly muster. And it's been cleansed by my wife, who is here in the final refinements to make sure that I was saying things that were true and honest to reality, which I already had double checked. And I was able to listen to me actually read it to me, which is most outstanding. The first time I read this book all the way through was me, my voice, a full rendition of my voice reading my book back to me that I had served to it to actually explore. What a terrifically therapeutic experience that was.
Yes, it is. So when you say this is also my manifest, what is the message?
There may be nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
Human connection is at the heart of healing.
Yeah.
That's my message.
And this is the most important factor, which is the capturing that there's nothing wrong with me.
Yeah, really getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, really getting it. It's not something you've been there and done that either. You don't get there and then just get to chill. You'll think there's something wrong with you shortly after finally realizing that there isn't.
Yeah. It shows up again. The message shows up.
100%.
Yes. And there's a step to go back and finally accept yourself. And then the minute you do, the next one shows up.
Yeah. It's a second by second challenge, and we all get to have it together, which is where connection actually can emanate from, when we start realizing that we share that challenge, that we share that gift, we share that blessing, we share that purpose.
Yeah. Talk a little bit also about the upcoming retreat that you have created.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. It's also going through some significant alterations, upgrades these days. It's September 17th to the 20th, and it's in the Charlotte area at a place called Sacred Grove. Its intention is to, really take on, one of the questions we're taking on is who holds the healers. In other words, we're asking people to join us for this 4-day retreat in a rustic area where there's lots of nature, lots of hiking, lots of companionship, lots of networking, and people who are healers, people who care for people. You don't have to be a bona fide licensed clinician of some type. That's not a requirement in any way. All you really have to do is have, found yourself maybe caring more for other people than you do for yourself in many cases, and who's holding you. And really, by getting 24 people to come to the same space and look at all the many mechanisms that we can get to explore who we are and who we are as holders of healers and who we are as healers ourselves, we start seeing that if we're all committed to just giving, then what will happen at the retreat is 23 people will be giving to you, which is very cool. No one's there to figure out whether or not they got anything from the retreat. All of a sudden, you just show up and give, and everyone else gives, and that means that 23 people will be giving. You get 23x of what it means to receive, and in that process, you get the practice of receiving, which many of us healers are pretty rusty about.
Yeah, sometimes the mind understands, but the body still holds the stress. That's why the International Awareness Integration Institute Virtual Clinic offers mind-body services that help you regulate your nervous system, restore calm, and return to yourself physically, emotionally, and mentally. Our reflective practices include guided mindfulness, breath work, yoga, and grounding exercises, and specifically curated to support emotional regulation and physiological calm. Our somatic integration practices are a refined body-led approach where healing begins with presence, working with breath, sensation, posture, and gentle movement so resilience becomes felt, not forced. And for those who want deeper whole person support, we offer functional well-being guidance, addressing the interplay between hormonal balance, digestion, sleep architecture, and lifestyle factors with a root cause holistic framework. This is not self-care as a luxury. This is self-regulation as a life skill and a pathway to fulfillment. Choose the support your body and life have been asking for. Visit awarenessintegration.com to join a weekly meditation, explore somatic healing, breathwork, yoga-inspired movement, or functional medicine services, and start feeling the difference.
Pretty much, yes. Like we're used to the giving part, and sometimes we even hold shame around having to be able to receive.
Indeed, it's a funny neurotic kind of shame, isn't it? It's kind of weird.
Like most people that I know, including myself, is we went into the field of healing because we really wanted to heal ourselves. So there's something there that we keep looking at.
Yeah.
And some of it is that the holding that shame, and it's beautiful to be able to create that level. How have you been able to receive?
That's a good question. I think just holding it out there as the carrot, holding it out there as the created future, that it's my obligation to be able to receive just as it is as much to give, that part of the exchange process is being able to receive. And so in receiving, it can be through learnings, it can be through, being mentored or being modeled, or it can be receiving gifts or relationship or love. These are things that I'm not naturally, it seems I'm not naturally attuned for. But over time, once I declare that that's what my intention is now, is to complete the circuit. When someone's working as hard as I am, for instance, to give to other people, it is my best move is to receive it gracefully, because that's what I would really want for the people who are receiving from me anyways, is learn how to receive my gifts gracefully, and everything moves so much smoother. So it's just in the declaration. Again, it's not a matter of effort or certain sort of recipe or cookie cutter thing. It's not at all. It's just a matter of declaring out loud that I'm here to receive, and being able to recognize when I'm holding back or hesitating, and maybe taking steps to receive again in that moment.
And the flip side of it is also, can you share a little bit about what it means to be in a space, whether you're in your relationship, your marriage, or work, or retreats, or anywhere within the community, where you come with an intention of giving and not necessarily receiving? Because many people also, the giving is usually conditional to, let me give in order to, or let me give because of such and such, or let me receive first before I give. And this concept that you're sharing about the notion of coming to some place where your intention is giving, knowing that when receiving shows up, but your intention is there for giving. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we have. It's just a way to protect so many of us, us givers, us so-called contributors, our so-called healers or holders, or those kind of people who are, declare out loud that we're more interested in helping others than caring for ourselves. So many of us really, we don't.
If you've been doing your best, but still feel stuck in anxiety, relationship stress, or the weight of old patterns, this is where things begin to shift. At the Awareness Integration Institute Virtual Clinic, we offer something different. We provide 2 pathways forward. In psychotherapy, our licensed clinicians help heal unresolved trauma, reduce anxiety and depression, and navigate life transitions. In coaching, our certified coaches help you build confidence, leadership, and relationship mastery, turning insight into decisive action. Both are guided by Dr. Foojan Zeine's evidence-based awareness integration theory, a structured roadmap from awareness to integration to action. During our summit, save 25% on all services from March 22nd through 29th. Visit awarenessintegration.com to book your first session or request to be matched with the right provider.
Listen up if you want to promote your personal growth and self-awareness. I found the Foojan app last month and I have been absolutely loving it. I personally have never learned guided meditation, but thanks to this app, I now have learned incredible tools for my own stress relief and emotional self-awareness. Not to mention, there are self-evaluation tools and professional coaching available to utilize however your journey to self-discovery takes you. Join Foojan today and redefine your life one step at a time.
I'm sorry, reroute the question one more time because when I went off that little side. Sorry about that.
No problem. There's an intentionality of coming and giving without necessarily having it to be in order to.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, so when that happens, we have a tendency to not be able to receive, and we go to these conferences, and we still ask the question, did I like it? Was it good for me? Did I get what I wanted? Was the leaders right? Was the theme right? Was it worth the money? All those things. Those are not actually giving things. Those are things measuring whether or not you've been given stuff, and you weren't even that available to receive it. Had it been offered to you. And so the idea was really to help people to be able to receive gracefully and honestly without judgment, evaluation, or assessment is a very real thing. And we can do that, or we can at least minimize the judgment, evaluation, and assessment and receive gracefully and honorably. And in that process, that's where the full exchange gets circuited.
And the connection happens.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly.
Yeah. And then to see how the beauty of that could work at any place and again, in any of your relationships.
Exactly.
Is there anything we haven't shared that you want people to know you about your work, about the message you want to
All right. Well, that's a wild question. Of course, I know how to talk, and I can talk forever about a lot of things. So whether I would want to share, I could share about anything. But the thing that comes to mind at this point, oddly enough, are my 3 cats. I have these 3 cats. And this morning, I've been having an amazing morning. Good, powerful conversations, for which this one is sort of the next iteration of. And it's been along these lines, staring down Alan Watts for an hour, having these transformational conversations about my book and my new website for an hour, and amazing conversations. But in that process, I've had an opportunity to watch my cats. My cats are out there on the porch, just chilling at a level that no human ever has achieved. All 3 of them chilling at a level that no human has ever received. And I'm not just lying down on the couch, because that right now they're doing that, or in the sun, or on the porch, or on the deck, but actually playing with each other and stretching and having fun and enjoying the sun. They're just such a model of being my homeschool teachers that just remind me that life actually can be managed in a way that works, because cats live. That's why. Cats are freaking incredible.
Is that something that you can see for yourself? Because I see the part of you that is constantly expanding with work. And I say this because personally, I resonate with that. It's like the area of life that you keep moving and growing and doing in the book, and that, everything else that you're doing. And then you also see the role modeling of the teachers that are on your porch, 3 of them. Can you see that for yourself to be able?
Yeah, they're not mutually exclusive. I can write a book and do a website and chill like there's no tomorrow, like a full villain. It's not, that one does not prevent the other in any real way at all. As long as you're in line with your soul's purpose, or your soul's function, your core values, I can chill almost like a cat. I'll never be a cat, but my goodness, they sure are beautiful. Just watching Valentino right now. I mean, I love to show you what he's doing, but right this very moment, he just took a beautiful on his side stretch. And it was just like, dude, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. I've had a cat. I've had dogs and cats, birds, and definitely their personality is so different that I've learned so much from each one of them as I've resonated to their nature, being able to possibly bring the part that attaches to that nature from myself outside.
Exactly.
Anything, where can people find you for all of your different endeavors?
Yeah, so you went to a good place. drfred360.com is a pretty good place, although that's being upgraded these days. And there's a couple other websites that are even better. And so one of them is one that I created just a couple weeks ago that is an upgrade from the mothership. That's called welcometohumanity.net. You can learn a lot about how I got to be who I am through that, along with my book. My book is welcometohumanitybook.com. And that's a great website as well in my world. And then there's this third one. It's called whoisdrfred.com, which is might be the best of the three. And then we have my book. And so and then I troll around just like anyone. I spend way too much time dipping my nose into those silly little social media places. And I don't like Facebook, but I find myself there every day somehow caring. I don't know why. And I like LinkedIn a lot better. And so that is a place where if you really want to chill with me like a human being, let's try LinkedIn. But I'm cool with bouncing around on Facebook too. It's all good. Then all of those places have an opportunity to reach out to me if that's something you want to talk about or ask about or tell me about or anything. That's always available. And I'm pretty easy to find. I don't make myself hard to be seen.
It was a joy to have you on the show again.
Thank you. It's been a deep pleasure. Appreciate it.
Take good care and hope to see you soon again.
Thank you. Come on to the retreat. That's why you're here. Let's go. Let's see you. Let's play.
Thank you for joining me for another heartfelt conversation. It has been Inner Voice, a heartfelt chat with Dr. Foojan. If today's episode touched you, I invite you to take 3 simple actions. Follow Inner Voice on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or my YouTube channel, and share this episode with one person who may need hope, clarity, or support. Leave a kind rating or recommendation on Apple Podcasts, iHeart, or Spotify so more people can find these healing conversations. And you can connect with me at awarenessintegration.com or iaii.life. And learn more about therapy, coaching, mind-body services, functional medicine groups, and Foojan app, and Mira, which is the AI chatbot, through the International Awareness Integration Institute. Until next time, listen to your inner voice, lead with awareness, and live a fulfilled life now.
Awareness, integration theory, certification programs. If you're a psychotherapist, clinician, or coach ready to elevate your impact, I invite you to become certified in the Awareness Integration Theory, AIT model. AIT is a structured, evidence-informed approach that strengthens emotional regulation, reduces anxiety and depression patterns, and helps clients create lasting change. Our training is practical, clear, and immediately usable in sessions, so you can work with more confidence and consistency. Join a global community of practitioners shaping the future of integrative mental health. Become AIT certified today. Visit awarenessintegration.com.